In the previous episode, we gave the RMX 2.5 a complete front end overhaul with the new ball bearing steering rack and upper arm and lower arms, as well as upgraded the livery kit to make this E92 body stand out a little bit more in the crowd. And we went ahead and took the car to the track. And while we did show some signs of improvement with the front end grip, we still needed a little bit more front end grip. The back end continuously wanted to come and slide out a little bit too much, and it was a little bit unstable in the long sweeping turns. So now in this episode, we're going to be giving the RMX 2.5 a complete alignment overhaul with the Yokomo big bore shock kit, and we're also going to be tuning these shocks with some special components to make this the best it could possibly be, as well as putting it on the Integy alignment rack to get this car dialed in for the track. And we're going to go ahead and upgrade the looks and add some of this toe strap here on the back bumper. We're going to go ahead and take it to the track, and spoiler alert, the car feels completely different and in a very, very good way. Stay tuned.
Watch me go, never slow, make 'em whoa. Watch me go, watch me go.
Alright, this video is going to be a little bit longer, so there's going to be chapter markers in the description so you can find exactly what you're looking for here. Here's all the parts that we're going to be using for the big bore shock kit. We're going to be adding some upgraded parts as well. So the Yokomo big bore kit, we're going to be using these 6-hole tapered pistons here for upgrade from Team Yokomo. These are going to be the pistons we're going to be using with the tapers going to be down. And we're also going to be using these Reve aluminum spring retainers. They look really nice. Along with this 10-weight factory silicone shock wheel here. So these are all upgraded parts that we're going to do to make these shocks the best they can possibly be, including the titanium shock shafts as well. Now keep in mind the Yokomo big bore kit comes with everything that you need to get started, but these are all upgrades. So going to be installing the Reve springs, soft in the front, medium in the rear, and these blue O-rings from Team Yokomo are going to hold up a little bit better than the ones that come with it. And we're going to be using these yellow super soft shock bladders to make the damper super soft on these and just make it really nice and responsive. This is a really nice kit. Here's everything that comes in the kit that we're not going to be using and we're going to be replacing with these upgraded parts. Alright, first off, I'm going to go ahead and take your E-clip, put it on the shock shaft here on the bottom, install the taper down, then you'll put the other E-clip on top. And if you want to run the tapers the other way, then you'll just install those the E-clip on the top first. Alright, so here is the 1-up little blue O-ring grease. We're going to be applying some O-ring grease to these O-rings. Going to go ahead and get the pistons seated inside here with the titanium shock shafts. And as you can see, we have the blue O-ring lightly greased, and we have the assembly process getting ready to begin here. And we're going to do all four at the same time. And we went ahead and installed the included top shock extenders, but we're going to be using the MST bottoms that came with the MST shocks. We're just going to be using those. And you see I got these nice shock shaft pliers here from Hobby Park. I'll put the link down in the description, but these make it really nice when you're assembling these. That way you don't scratch the nice titanium or your regular shock shafts. We're going to be using the factory team 10-weight oil. And I've built shocks before in the past, but it's been a while. But basically, you just want to make sure that you've got the pistons about halfway. Then you go ahead and fill with oil. Leave about maybe 1 inch from the top. That way you can take the pistons and move them up and down in the shock oil without it spilling out. That way you can get all the air bubbles out of the shock oil. So just going to rotate and twist the shock shaft as you go up and down, and you'll see the little air bubbles come to the surface. Go ahead and just go up and down until you don't see any more air bubbles, and then carefully just let them sit for a while. If you don't have an air pump, a vacuum pump, once you see you have all the air bubbles out and you have nice clear shock oil here, we know that the air bubbles are all out of the shock oil, and we can go ahead and get ready to the next process. Now, I made a mistake here and put the soft bladder on top, and there wasn't enough shock oil. See how it didn't spill out? And if you do that, you won't get the proper, resistance and spring back from the shock. So this one felt a little bit off, so I knew that I needed to take it back apart. And you can see that it's just coming out, but not really all the way. So there's an air pocket trapped inside of here. So to prevent that, you're going to want to take your shock oil once you get all the air bubbles out and go ahead and fill it all the way to the top, just like so. And then once all the air bubbles have dissipated, you're going to want to then put your shock bladder on, and a little bit of the oil should pop out of the top, run out of the top. Just wipe it off with a rag, and then go ahead and put your top on, and you should be good to go. Now all the shocks felt really good once I did them all and got all the air bubbles out. And now you can see we have very little bounce back. Very little bounce back once the shocks come up. And I do have a little bit of dip here. As you can see, I've got the back and the rear has a little bit of squat. So once you set it down, it will squat a little bit. And it also just feels really, really good. It feels really locked in and less bouncy than the original shock setup with the MST. These feel a lot more solid. Here's a slow-mo so you can see when I let my finger off of the shocks, the front isn't coming up and bouncing that much. It's just coming up and it's just staying. So that's going to give you a way more consistent feel with your suspension, and they look absolutely fantastic on this MST carbon chassis as well. Really, really happy with the Yokomo Big Bore kit. Alright, now it's time to go ahead and take the Team Integy setup station for the alignment. We're going to be taking this out and putting the MST on the rack here. Very nice kit from Integy. Comes with a really nice case. All anodized aluminum parts with ball bearings. Really, really nice solid kit. Highly recommend getting this. Makes setting up your alignment very easy, very simple, and you can do it fluently. You can adjust your camber, your toe, and your caster. So as far as getting your car on the rack, you can see this is how you set it up. You have these little turn dials that will tell you exactly what your camber is reading here on the bottom. And you can see my alignment was a little bit off. And then you can set the toe on the top. And everything just goes together really nicely. It's really a very easy process. Once you have it on the rack, you can sit here and you want to make sure that you have the battery in the car. You can see my settings before I adjusted. The left side was a little bit off. We were looking at about -4 on the camber, and here you can see we just have this dialed in here on the sides. But really nice. Make sure you have your battery installed, and you're also going to want to make sure that you tap on the car and get the suspension kind of floating. Make sure it's kind of in its natural resting state, and then look at your measurement. As you can see, I was a little bit off with the adjustments. So once I got it dialed in, I went ahead and made sure that the rear was back at the stock settings for the camber, which is -1 degrees of camber in the rear. So that's all locked in now. As far as checking the toe, it's a little bit hard to do with the motor position I'm currently running. So you're not able to slide it on the balls on the top. So what I did was I just moved it behind the balls and just try to line it up the best I could. And you can see here, these are my toe settings. I wanted to run a little bit of toe in the rear. So you can see here's my toe in settings. And basically you just, whatever side you need to measure, you just slide the rack over and then you take your measurement. And make sure your steering is centered. I'm using a Allen key to lock this centered. And of course you have your battery in place as well. And if you don't have something to lock in the steering, then just power up your remote and make sure it's centered. All right, now you can see these are my settings after I made the adjustments. So you can see here is my settings for the toe out in the front. Just bounce the suspension, make sure it's correct. You can see we're at 3 degrees of toe out, and we're also at 6 degrees of negative camber on both sides. So now we've got it dialed into the degree. These are the settings I'm going to be running on the track, and everything just goes together and puts away very nicely. A very nice high quality kit. I highly recommend you picking up some of these really nice turnbuckle wrenches as well. Now you can see what the alignment looks like after we put the tires back on. You can definitely see that toe out in the front and the toe in the rear, as well as that negative camber. And we'll try these settings and see how it feels. So when we first got to the track, I was running the springs with the double coils up, and then one of the drivers told me that I needed to switch and put the double coils on the bottom because that would be a better setting for the slippery surface of the track. And boy was he right. I was able to get a lot more grip in the rear once I did the switch. Before I switched, the back end wanted to constantly keep sweeping out. Yeah, so it had a lot more control in the rear, way more grip.
You thought I was bluffing, where you at? I came here for vengeance, watch your back. No need to defend, I'm on attack. Sorry they can't reply, but I guarantee they had a blast. Pop, 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 I be on the necks of all of ya. I am fresh to death, just call the coroner. I'm a native champ, you just a foreigner. Is that all you got? Come on, you boring us. Hey, looking for the champ, we on the way. Now's your chance to say it to my face. I'ma take the title to my grave. Spirit show, I turn you all to praise.
I drop bombs, yeah, I got bite like Mamba and Python. Dropping all bombs, I drop bombs, yeah, I got bite like Mamba and Python.
Watch your step, look out for mine. You don't wanna cross the line. Eyes is full of dollar signs. I'ma take what's mine.
This is war,
Chaos, way too much to lose. Can't afford to take a day off. Carrots on my jewels, big boss, tell them lay off. I ain't never scared, but I can promise you that they are. I annihilate cities and keep the mask off. Promise it won't be pretty soon as I blast off. Flag, bang, no pain. I'm a bad, bad man, I play no games. Hey, looking for the champ, we on the way. Now's your chance to say it to my face. I'ma take the title to my grave. Spirit show, I turn you all to praise.
all bombs, I drop bombs, yeah, I got bite like Mamba and Python. Dropping all bombs, I drop bombs, yeah, I got bite like Mamba and Python.
Watch your step, look out for mine. You don't wanna cross the line. Eyes is full of dollar signs. I'ma take what's mine.
This is war. This is war.
Lay down the armor, pick up my sword. You brought the fight right to my front door. I ain't gonna stop till you on the floor.
MST feels 10 times better now after doing the Yokomo upgrade on the shocks, as well as getting the alignment all set up. That has made a huge difference on the track. I have way more front end grip now. Now it's just time for me as a driver to get locked in, not make any changes for a while on this, so I can get used to this setup now and get my driving to be better. So we're going to be hitting the track, getting some more laps in, but man, right off the bat, this thing feels a ton better, especially after flipping the springs in the back now. Was recommended by one of the guys out here at the track. That has made a big difference as well. Way more grip in the back now, so it's less likely to slide out than it was before. So yes, big upgrades, big improvement.
We can let the world just tell us so. Line ourselves up and we're out of love. All of my love in me was an illusion, till you made my world come to stop. Turn me around and I don't know. And I know now that I'm not safe now. Without you, without you. We can be the stars of my show. We can be the ones on the road. Put our names up, watch them fall, fall. Not above a match, watch it blow. Take my hand through it all. Together we can face fire and smoke, fire and smoke. Now that I found you, I ain't gonna lose you. 'Cause it's a hard world that we're facing, love. Gotta hold on to what we got. Together we can be more than superhuman, destroying anything with just one touch. We can never say that we had enough. Do you see now where we can be right now? Together, together. We can be the stars of our show. We can be the ones on the road. Put our names up, watch them fall, fall. Not above a match, watch it blow. Take my hand through it all. Together we can face fire and smoke, fire and smoke.
Man, what a great track day. this was, and wow, what a huge difference these upgrades really made. I've never felt so stable with this car ever since these upgrades. Being able to have the control in the long sweeping drifts really does make it a lot more fun. And when I go to toss the car into the turn, it's so much more predictable now. Having that front end grip and having a little bit more rear grip as well helps, so that rear end doesn't spin out on you as easy as it used to. And I'm really digging the shock setup. It feels A+ on the track. And now basically I just need to increase my driving skills, because at this point the car feels fantastic. Even though I do have more upgrades to come, I really do want to try to get some more track time the way it's set up right now before we make any other big changes. It just feels really, really solid, locked in. And I'm really happy that I went ahead and got the alignment straightened out as well. I think that was a big part of the change, the positive change. And getting that suspension as well. All really great upgrades. And all the links will be in the descriptions as well, guys, if you want to check out the parts to upgrade your MST. But this was probably the first time that I was actually able to get a little bit of door action. You can see me chasing my buddy Seth. And yeah, his car was pulling away from me pretty good, but there was a couple times that I was actually able to get on his door. So definitely a lot of fun. And man, this hobby has been so rewarding. Every time I get to the track, you know, I just get better and better, and I learn more. And I can't wait to see how much better I can get over time with more practice. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you check out the other videos in this series if you haven't already. There's going to be a playlist. You'll be able to see the MST RMX 2.5 ready to run out of the box and see just how I was able to get it to this point here. And there's going to be more videos to come as well, so make sure you stay tuned and click that bell icon so you get notified first when I put out more content. In the meantime, go ahead and watch me finish chasing up Seth trying to touch that door, and we'll see you guys on the next one. E-Drift out.